Hey guys, I just wanted to give some concluding remarks to what I was talking about in the last video. I kind of ran out of time. So the idea was, were these factory chickens being shot up with some steroids or something to make them weigh more than normal chickens? Do they weigh more than normal chickens? And the reason why the question is not always clear cut is think about, like, are men taller than women? Well, not every man is taller than every woman. Some women are taller than some men. So likewise, if we're looking at these factory chickens, some of them are going to be probably not going to be as big as some random normal chickens that you run into. So that's why it gets kind of murky. Like, we know intuitively, because of all of our experiences with humans, that men in general tend to be taller than women. But if we just met a group of women and a group of men for the first time, it might not be clear that, you know, we can say about men as a whole that they have a tendency to be taller than do women. And the ambiguity is because if we were to look at those two groups, some of the women would be taller than some of the men. So it's not exactly clear cut. And so we used the sampling distribution to see if there's a very low probability of getting a sample of chickens from the population of normal chickens. Right? Remember, this sampling distribution here is derived from the normal chicken population. And we want to know if the factory chickens fit right in with that normal chicken population. So here's the other thing that I wanted to hammer home is that statisticians use these critical regions that I've marked in red here. All right, if my sample of factory chickens, if they land in one of these red regions, all right, in which it does because their average is 2.9, which is greater than 2.5. 2.5 is right here, so it's greater than 2.5. It's going to be like right in here. If a sample has an average that falls in these critical regions, we say that there's a 5% chance, a less than a 5% chance of getting a sample with an average like that, either greater than 2.5 or less than 1.3. Because 95% of samples will have an average between 1.3 and 2.5. So in other words, 95% of samples will be in this region right here. All right, and so we took one sample of these factory chickens, and they just happen to be in this critical region. Now, it is possible. It is possible to take a sample of normal chickens. They really are normal, and they have an average weight of 2.9. But it just happens less than 5% of the time. It would be incredibly rare. And so if we get a sample of chickens that have an average weight that's in one of these critical regions, we then say it's so unlikely that the one sample we got had an average in these critical regions and that they're actually normal chickens. So what's more likely going on is that what we have is a group of chickens that are not normal, that weigh more than normal chickens in this instance. All right, that's all I'm going to say about that.